seems that we're just heads down focused, smart engineers getting stuff done, etc. But the narrative of that doesn't necessarily align with how the world is telling stories about this.
I think it's true. We shouldn't be too self-congratulatory. It does have a dark side. And I don't know what the rest of the room thinks, but although I haven't been in this position recently, for a lot of time I've had trouble finding great product managers for willing to relocate to Pittsburgh. So we're very, very strong in engineering, but I've seen many organizations under me or on other places who cut out their product management strategy coming from the coasts. So, like everything else, our strength might also mean there's a bit of an Achilles heel.
No, I think it's a good reminder for us to think about that. How are we doing on time, Monica? I didn't bring...
You have 11 minutes.
Oh, I have 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So I have time to see if anyone in the audience might want to ask a question. So I'm going to put that out before I go into other questions. So just state who you are. I see one hand go up here. You see this gentleman right there? Okay. And we're bringing you a mic. And then if you could just say who you are and what company you're with.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
My name is Roberto Bello. I'm a machine learning engineer for ePart Services. I just wanted to know what you meant by, because you mentioned assistance and guardian, and you said that guardian is kind of inside assistance, but there's a difference. What is that difference? If you can explain that.
Absolutely. So one big design pattern, and by the way, this is my theory. I'm very interested in hearing other theories, so it's not like I'm the world expert here. But the design pattern for an assistant is very much around the event of a question, of doing a search to formulate an answer, which is helpful. And then often you're designing the system to maximize the helpfulness measured by some metric. Right? With Guardian, you're often very much more concerned with optimization, where you're really trying to understand, in order to do very fast planning for which resources to move where, or just be frank, in a combat situation where you're likely to run out of ammunition first and so forth, those kinds of things, you're having to run big optimizations based on your knowledge of the underlying state of the world. And you notice that both of these are applications which need to understand, in some sense, what's going on in the world. One of them, you can give pretty much random questions and you're giving immediate answers, which are usually a summarization or an extrapolation of the facts in your knowledge base. The Guardian approach, which is very related to other things in logistics and optimization, you're using that intelligence along with optimization and planning to help something where a human just doesn't have the intellectual cycles that they have to make a decision involving moving thousands of assets every 5 minutes as the situation involves. Thank you, it's a really good question.
Great question, thank you. We have someone in the back. You just say who you are.
Yeah, my name is Seth with PGT Trucking. I oversee our software development and data analysis department. And our team is relatively small and we're in the trucking industry. And I was wondering what maybe advice or avenues would you give to a team that's trying to go from that crawl phase to the walk phase? And how can a company with maybe not as much resource driven into AI and machine learning kind of walk towards that?
So, it's very difficult. So I'm not going to pander and say this is going to be easy. But I think one relatively important thing to understand is getting into the basics of machine learning, which is really about things like regression and logistic regression and those kinds of things. It's not a big step. I see people really trying to hire someone who's got 7 or 15 years experience as a machine learning engineer in a large corporation like Amazon and Google. Whereas in fact, many software engineers, especially ones who still like math, are able to do these things. And I think the industry has not done anyone a favor by sort of making out that it's a dark art that you do need to have all this experience with. So the only other thing I'd say about that is don't try to use complex models. I'll let you use big complex neural networks for image-related stuff, or some time series telemetry analysis. But wherever you can for other bits of analytics, try to stick with the simple linear approaches, get those working, and then maybe on your longer term roadmap, you can start to bring in people to improve them.